Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is another great day here to be alive and be here in the Geekverse. I'm doing well. I hope you are too. Hope you've already had great sleep and a productive morning. We are going to be looking at this right here today. This thing is absolutely massive. I got this in on my front porch last night. This is Frosthaven. This is what came in. I don't know exactly what pledge level I pledged at or whatever is actually all in here, but this is my Frosthaven box. This is a hell of a board game. Good morning, Stray. Good morning. So we're going to be taking a look at this game. I weighed this game in because, I've been tracking my weight. I weighed in this morning 182 pounds. And then I wonder how much this box weighs. I picked up this box and I went back and stood on the scale. It was 222 pounds. That means this is a 40-pound box of board games. I mean, this thing is massive. So we're going to be looking at trying to unbox this. I hadn't even opened it up or anything. So this will be the first time I take a look at it. We will just see how far we get into things. And we're going to try to stay away from spoilers as well. So Peter, thank you so much for talking about this, because in this type of game, if you haven't seen this game before, this is the follow-up to Gloomhaven, and in that you're kind of going through an RPG in a board game fashion. We've talked about kind of the hybrid nature of the board games versus RPGs and things like that. This is kind of in that hybrid space. And so as you follow through, you're following through the story. And we're going to try to stay away from any type of spoilers. They said they've done a good job hiding most of the spoilers in the box. But one thing to be aware of are some new rules as you go, stickers in the box that are not sealed. Don't look too closely at them. Okay, so we won't do that. I don't want anything to be spoiled here. I don't want it spoiled for me either, because if I go on this adventure, find people to go on this adventure with, I want to see it fresh for myself when we play as well. I didn't get to finish updating the morning messages yesterday. We're doing the giveaway, and I had a new idea for that for people who might be having a hard time and need some help with Christmas shopping this year. But I'm going to change up that form because I think it'd be better if it was more anonymous. I mean, nobody's going to know. But, I was thinking, well, I got to be able to email you, for instance, to send you a tracking number so you know your stuff shipped. But actually, I don't need to know that. I was in shipping mode. But, email optional. So I wouldn't be able to send you a tracking number. But if you want to be completely anonymous, I would still need an address. Still need an address to actually ship you the stuff that you need. But you could put in a fake name. You don't have to give an email address. And but you would have to put a physical address to mail stuff. So that's going to be updated tomorrow. So I've got the old morning messages here. That'll be updated, I hope, tomorrow. I was working on that, and then I had those new ideas. And then we'll be able to get that going on. So if you need help, it'll be anonymous. And we'll help some people out in the Geekverse. But at the moment, all right, let's go to the morning messages. Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, new episodes of The Cultists Season 2 are premiering. It's our comedy web show about modern-day Lovecraftian cultists just trying to worship Cthulhu in a world full of people who don't understand.
I attack the darkness. 40d10 psychic damage. My parents are out of the house today. I invited the guys over for a little D&D.
So do I get to cast spells?
Yes, you're a wizard.
I am?
That's my spot!
Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you come over here and do something about it?
So I'm gonna take Steve out.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna cast Power Word Kill.
Kill, kill, kill! What happened?
First they start playing Monopoly, and then they move on to Dungeons and Dragons. The next thing you know, they're worshiping demons and drowning themselves in lakes.
Can't even cast a practice spell right.
I think you're just not high enough level to cast Power Word Kill.
I will not stop until Steve is destroyed. Edith, target, conditioner, saving throw.
There's a live after party after every show with me, Heath. I'm the creator, co-writer, and producer of the show. I also play Steve, and other members of the cast and crew. Catch those live or on replay. If you need to catch up on the Cultist show, both Season 1 and Season 2 are on my YouTube channel. Just go to the playlist. Each episode is about 5 to 7 minutes long. We've also developed a social deduction and miniature game based on the Cultist that we want to launch on GameFound. Check this out. Ready for a Cthulhu Cultist party game of spellcasting and betrayal? Welcome to Ritual.
This is just our gaming group.
Indeed, but your gaming group is all you need to delve into the madness-inducing rituals necessary to summon Cthulhu. Click the link below to visit the GameFound page, follow the project, and learn more.
Dude, this is hardcore.
Ritual is a game of incantation, social deduction, and dreadful fun. To win, your band of loyal cultists must successfully complete 5 magical rituals. But watch out. Your cult has been secretly infiltrated by the sinister agents of the Yellow King.
You think the cult of the Yellow King is here?
If they can foul up 3 of your rights, then they win.
You've not been further compromised by the Yellow King, have you?
Check out the GameFound page for more about the game and for a brief rundown on how to play. GameFound is a great new platform for crowdfunding board games, and we are proud to make it Ritual's home base. When you follow the game on GameFound, you can get updates about the game's development before the project goes live. And you'll get a free Rob, High Priest of Dagon miniature in battle pose if you decide to back the game when the campaign goes live. There is even an opportunity to get an advanced copy of the rules and participate in the playtest for rules review. We'd like everyone who's a fan of the Cultists to be involved.
Any cult leader would be proud to have you as their disciple.
So if you're a fan of Elder Gods and crazy fun, come and join us for Ritual. Click the link below to follow the game on GameFound today. You can get all of the links you need in the chat or in the description below. The Morning Grind is brought to you by Ravenkeep. That's the company that I set up to publish the things that we are making here on the show. Check out ravenkeep.net. You'll find merchandise from the cultists, such as mugs and coffee, as well as board games, the Goodnight Sword ebook, and the Terra Tiles pre-order. Terra Tiles are the terrain system that my brother and I developed that I'm currently re-releasing. Terra Tiles are the easiest way to get great-looking terrain on your table. They are bright and colorful and ready to play right out of the box. There's nothing to print, paint, or assemble, and Terra Tiles are large, thick, and durable, being 9 inches from point to point. That's large enough to make setting them up quick and easy, while also being the perfect size to create really varied and organic-looking terrain setups for your table. This reprint is being produced in very limited numbers, so if you want one, you need to put in a pre-order so a box will get your name put on it. The Morning Grind is also brought to you by, well, no one else right now, but wouldn't it be cool if in the future there was somebody else who wanted to sponsor the show and keep us streaming? I think it would be pretty cool. We'll just see how it goes. Stay tuned and watch this space, I suppose. But all right, that's what you need to know right now. Let's get into it. All right, I am excited. You know, also, this is day 31. So I now kind of consider the Morning Grind out of alpha. The first 30 days was our alpha test about what we're doing. Now we are actually into the beta, right? We are into the beta version of the show for the next 30 days, and we'll see what happens and how it evolves and things like that. I am excited about it. All right, Frosthaven. Oh, we didn't breathe and sip. I'm feeling keyed up because I'm excited about this box. So everybody breathe. And sip. Got your favorite beverage? All right. Good stuff. Let me bring up the auxiliary camera. There we go. Now, I'm gonna have to, this is a giant box. I have to make sure I got the microphone turned. If it's not working, let me know. This giant box is how it shipped, but it was within another box, another brown cardboard box. So I just opened that one up and then took this out. So this is its interior carton. The only thing that was inside the shipping box that was not inside this box is, at least at the pledge level that I got, was this. So this was also down there. So I pulled this out. It says solo scenarios. So I got a book that's solo scenarios for solo play, obviously. And then also some additional cards in there. So that was stuck in there outside of this box. Now, let's see what's inside this box. There we go. Did anybody else get this? Has your Frosthaven box arrived? I noticed also on the side of this, I'm not going to pick this up again, but I got, it says on the side that I got, oh, maybe I am because I can't read it. This is carton 7,571 of 110,000 cartons. So there are clearly a lot of people out there who decided to get some Frosthaven. So, I mean, Cellofair is crushing it in the board game area. All right. I guess I'm going to have to spin this around. There we go. Frosthaven. I know some people are still expecting theirs. My brother got his last week. My brother and his wife played through Gloomhaven together in the evenings. Had a lot of fun with it. That would be good board gaming wife or girlfriend or husband. Gonna play through Frosthaven or Gloomhaven. Oh my God. It's well packaged. Let's see. Got that out. No. There. There it is. That's some serious board gaming. Right there. It's not shrink wrapped, but look. Welcome to Frosthaven. The only outpost in the unforgiving north is on the brink of destruction. Harried by vicious, mysterious threats on all sides, Frosthaven would need great warriors and leaders to survive the coming winter. Unfortunately, all it has is you, a group of haunted wanderers with nowhere left to go. Can you fight back the invaders and build a thriving community, or will the frost claim it all? So what is this if you're not familiar? It's 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes per player, age 14 plus, a bunch of stuff in it, obviously. Let's see. It's, yeah, I know. Stray says it's like unboxing an air conditioner. It is. This is serious board game. Peter asks, did you play through Gloomhaven, or is this new to you? I have not played all the way through Gloomhaven. I have played Gloomhaven, and I was enjoying it, and that's why I went ahead and backed the Frosthaven Kickstarter. So I am way behind in my board gaming. I've got a lot more board gaming to go. I could go through and play a lot more Gloomhaven and then turn around and play a lot of Frosthaven as well. So I'm familiar with it. I played it, but I have not played all the way through it. My brother and his wife got all the way through Gloomhaven. So Frosthaven is a cooperative campaign game of tactical combat and branching narratives in a unique fantasy world. You will take your party of hardened mercenaries through a vast series of scenarios, offering deep gameplay without dice-free game, interestingly. Dice-free game. So is Gloomhaven. Uses different mechanics other than dice. Peter brings up that 30 minutes per player is not true. I also thought that sounded a little bit short based on my experience playing Gloomhaven. That one seems like it's a bit that it takes longer than that, especially when you're learning. So I don't know. I would expand that. Along the way, you will build up an outpost of Frosthaven, the outpost of Frosthaven, protecting its citizens from attacks through a multitude of useful structures. Inevitably, your mercenaries will retire, and you will continue the adventure by selecting new characters from the 17 different character classes available. The possibilities of the North are near endless, and it's just waiting to be explored. Is a standalone game here. I suppose that's good to say. Having Gloomhaven already is not required. It puts a note down here. Gloomhaven is not required to play. So if you want to jump straight into Frosthaven, you can just jump straight into Frosthaven. Now let's see what's inside. Oh, does it have a... Oh, it does. No wonder it's not coming off. Okay, hang on. We got additional tape here. There. You know, everybody that I talk to who has played Gloomhaven has loved Gloomhaven. You know, if your style of board gaming is that kind of style of board gaming, you know, if it's not your style, then of course you wouldn't like it. But everybody just seems that I talk to who likes that type of board gaming loved Gloomhaven. Come on. There. All right. Here we go. This is what is inside. Now, people were joking on the Kickstarter page about when I said I'm going to do this unboxing here live. People were like, what we really need is a reboxing video. And somebody was saying that's been done because there's a lot of stuff. And I would be conscious of that too, because I got to get this stuff back in the box, at least in some semblance of organization here. So a reboxing information might be good. So welcome to Frosthaven. Stop and read this before you do anything else. Okay, well, let's do that then. It says stop. There is a significant number of components in this game, as you can tell. And it's important to make sure they are organized before your first game. This guide will show you how to organize everything so that you can start playing as quickly as possible. So beneath this guide, you will find 4 books. just want to check something with my auxiliary camera at the moment. I'm going to stop it for just a second. Okay. What we got? Okay, so beneath this guide, you will find 4 books: a puzzle book, scenario book, section book, and rule book. 5 sticker sheets. B, a pad of campaign sheets, and a map board. D, do not break the seal on the puzzle book or look too closely at the sticker sheet until instructed to do so. So, okay, Frosthaven rule book right here. Well, I guess we just keep going. Next to these, so that's, yeah, I do see that right here. So it looks like there's the rule book right there. Next to these, you will find 2 trays with lids. Here is a tray with lid. Oh, it looks like they got an internal tray. That's what we got right here. Yep, I found 2 trays. Remove the smaller token tray from the larger tile tray and set them to the side. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just put that over here with the solo guide for the moment. Beneath these, okay, so actually, let me pull these out. So rule book, check. Puzzle book, check. Section book, check. Scenario book, check. Campaign sheets, check. Map board, check. I want to look at that. So here is the map board for like traveling around. I don't even have enough room for this giant, but here's what this thing looks like. Wow. That's pretty cool. It's like a D&D campaign in a box, right? Except for, it's in that hybrid area like we're talking about between RPGs and board games. The only critique that I've heard from people who got into Gloomhaven, who were into that type of thing, who said they had some kind of problem, they had some kind of problem with it. It was because they said by the time I did all of that, I could have just played Dungeons and Dragons. And so that's the only kind of critique I'd heard on that side of things. So beneath these, so we've checked all of that. Beneath these, you will find an alchemy chart and 5 scenario flow charts. Okay, well, no, these are stickers. We need stickers. Oh, these are stickers too. Sticker sheet, campaign stickers, enhancement stickers, because you've got cards in order to enhance your abilities and things like that. You can put stickers on cards. At least that was the way it was on Gloomhaven. See, this is to upgrade the campaign map. Kind of like upgrading buildings, I suppose, in Warcraft or stuff like that. As the city of Frosthaven grows, you can modify your campaign map. I think this is a really cool idea. I mean, I see why this is taken off. I think it's a really cool idea. I would love to make something like this. This is extremely complex, but the idea of the game that it's like an RPG that's got the story to it and you experience and things change as you go, I think it's pretty cool. So alchemy chart, that might be this thing. Yeah, I'm already getting worried about my organization to put this stuff back in the box. Alchemy chart, desiccant. Oh, that looks like the flowchart thing. Flowchart stuff. Lots of those. Okay, now we get down to punch boards. Oh, wait. So these, some of the stickers we pushed by. Pete's calling this out. Peter is saying, those are the stickers that I talked about. Okay, so that we just passed by. Oh, yeah, like I see challenges, boat events, gardens. Maybe he said Peter's saying they should have put these stickers in an envelope or something. That's okay. So we didn't look at them too closely, but there's probably story material and stuff on these sheets of stickers then. So look at these punch boards. My brother and his wife came up with an extreme organization system for their game of Frosthaven to keep all the cards and everything like this going. And there are like Gloomhaven organizers out there. And David had one. David got the Gloomhaven organizer because he got Gloomhaven. That forget who did that. Was it Broken Token or somebody who made this laser cut thing for organizing Gloomhaven? But the problem was there that didn't actually get done. David was like, all right, I got Gloomhaven and I got the Gloomhaven organizer. And then you open up the Gloomhaven organizer and it's got all of these different pieces to put together all over the place, like Gloomhaven. And so, you got to get out the glue and everything like this and start putting together your organizer. So David was like, I don't have time to sit here and put together the organizer. So there are things like organizers for the game, but you might have to assemble those too. But they're cool. You already looked at the alchemy chart. Okay, so the alchemy chart already passed by. Yeah, no worries. It's all good. You didn't read them all or anything like that. Yep. So, but that's good to know. Let people know what they should or should not be reading. So look at this gigantic stack of cardboard. And I don't want everything to fall out being punched. But that right there is this gigantic stack of cardboard that are all of the tiles. And I have seen 3D prints and things like that of Gloomhaven. And I got some files. I haven't gotten into 3D printing yet. Of course, you could do just, we created that 3D Hero Quest board out of foam. You could probably do something like that for Gloomhaven as well. But I kind of think that 3D printing Gloomhaven stuff would be cool if you were to get into it. But I haven't gotten 3D printed stuff. But I've seen like at Gen Con where people were doing that. So these are your game board tiles. We got different pieces like this. This may be wounds right here, or injuries that you're taking. Instead of trying to track a bunch of stuff on, well, there are some things you write down in the campaign journal if this is like Gloomhaven. But also when you're tracking like monster hit points, your own hit points, or things like that, there are a lot of things that there are tokens that track that for you. Also conditions. We've talked about in other videos how I'm a big fan of conditions anyway for RPGs, and Gloomhaven definitely adopts that, and I suppose it looks like Frosthaven as well. Like these are different conditions that your character or the NPCs can have. I forget what exactly they are. This may be like confusion, or severe wound, or I know there were things like befuddled might not have been one, but things like that all of your abilities in killing things are not just taking off hit points. They can actually do things like critical hits and inflict conditions on yourself and on your foes. It's a lot of fun. Going through here, seeing what else is cool. Obviously looks like terrain pieces and things like that to further augment all of these different things. These are probably, they're double-sided too. Finding, you get things set up and organized so that you can find the right tiles when it's sending you to another tile. That's important. And like my brother and his wife got serious about that. And it does help the game. Forest, imp, different types of monsters. This is not, at least Gloomhaven wasn't, it's its own unique kind of fantasy world. So you don't have just, or at least to the extent that I got into it, you didn't have just dwarves and elves and classic fantasy kinds of stuff for your bad guys and for your character races and things like that. It was an entirely new world with entirely new kinds of monsters and entirely new kinds of character races and things like that. And like I said, if I'm missing something, let me know. But so these are all the bad guys. So there aren't miniatures. I think there are miniatures for like the characters. They're going to get down in here. But we've got stand-ups for a lot of the different kinds of foes. That's the way Gloomhaven was. And I think that's a fine way to do it. I think that's a fine way to do it because Well, first of all, we know we have the problem that we've got too many unpainted miniatures to have to paint. But to me, stand-ups like this, that's perfectly fine. And then you probably do have miniatures for your player characters in there, and then you can spend a little bit of extra time painting up your characters. That's what my brother, his wife, did. Okay, so we got to keep going here. Tons of different kinds of monsters. Oh, hey, Heather. Oh, Heather says, I wanted to see this. Oh, well, see, I'm glad I'm able to help. I'm glad I'm able to help. Peter says map tile art is much better this time. You know, I think you're right. I don't have, you're talking about these tiles right here. I don't remember having a problem with it in the original Gloomhaven or anything like that. But you're right. Looks like we did get an upgrade. And then Heather also says, we finished Gloomhaven, wondered if this continued or not. Now, I don't know if it's standalone. We figured that out. I'm not sure if it actually continues a storyline or not, or if this is an entirely new storyline. This may be just an entirely new storyline. I didn't actually investigate the game all that much or follow the Kickstarter updates. You know, I did a little bit. They, you know, coming in and stuff like that. But I actually know very little about the story or, you know, from that side and what it might be a continuation of or not. We will see. So Peter says each character has a mini and also a standee, so you can use either. Oh, okay. Summons also have standees this time instead of little round discs. Okay. Lots of monsters. This right here, I saw the tokens, well, toward the beginning, but I probably messed this up. In Gloomhaven, there was this idea of infusion of magical energy around the battlefield, and so when certain types of actions happen, you would infuse the battlefield with certain types of magical energies, and then that decreases over time as the magical energy is like infused and then decreases from round to round. I think that was a really neat mechanic, because then you could use the energy that was infused into the air to power other things. Okay, so yeah, I really don't want to get all of those things everywhere. Have them fall out down there. Okay, so now we are into the bottom of the box here. So much gaming to be done. Oh, where is my sheet that was explaining things? It's now probably on the bottom. So, oh, here it is. So, okay, so we found that punch boards. It says alchemy chart, scenario flow charts. You can set aside from now. Next, you'll find a stack of 27 punch boards. So that's where we were, 27 punch boards, which you can now remove and start punching. Yeah, or wait till later. As you remove various cardboard components from their punch boards, sort them and store them as described on the next page. This sounds like something we don't need to do live. So map tiles and the element board, we were just talking about that. Set aside for now. Group the monster standees by their illustrations and place each set in their own plastic bag. Plastic bags. Huh. How about that? But, okay, so this is also a game that you can't just open up 10 minutes before your gaming group comes over. Right? You've got to, you're going to have to do some prep here, so be aware of that. I've had that happen to me. I got Warhammer Quest, like the shadows over Howlin Hall or whatever it is over there, and all the miniatures are in pieces. And I wanted to play this with some people, so I had them all coming over, and I was like, well, just go out here and set up the board. And I opened it up, and everything is in pieces, and I was like, oh my god, like, what do I do here? So be aware of that. Be aware of that. You're actually gonna have to spend some prep time to get this game ready to go. Okay, let me catch up here. Heather says, I like the surprise of the characters in the box with the last one, but not being forced into what I had to play. We should probably have character boxes in here as well. These right here. I like the surprise of the character boxes. And then also the miniature box. Yeah, it were fun stuff. And I like the fact that they weren't just typical fantasy. Heather says, yes, loved the elemental mechanic. That one is so much fun. Peter says, starter classes are the 6 on the right of our view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these right here are the starter classes that you can be, because this is a box of characters. We'll see what's inside of it here in a moment. So let's see if we need any more information here. So we're supposed to sort this. And so here is our recommendation. So I guess you don't have to buy an independent organizer this time. So I guess they decided to solve that problem by including trays. So you don't have to go to an outside third party and put all this stuff together. All of the different cards. Now, as I recall as well, now be aware of this. If you have not seen this before, this is one of those games that you may not want to, that you probably don't want to shuffle cards. So be aware of whether or not you're supposed to shuffle decks or not, because like these, I know look like they're the item cards, and see how it's got a number on the back. So you would not want to shuffle these, because if you got to go get item, a special hat or some gloves or something like that, then it's going to tell you what card that is. And if you've got all of the cards in order like they come, then it's easier to go and find that in the middle of the game, rather than if you're like, oh, look, it's a deck of cards, let me shuffle them all up. Be aware of what deck you've got before you start shuffling. So I do like that. We won't go into all of that, but this is okay, look, it's even telling you what cards to shuffle and not. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. Sorting the monsters. Oh, look, that's how this is supposed to be re-put back together. Okay. And the box is now organized. If you would prefer to learn how to play from a video rather than the rule book, watch the gaming rules videos at cellafair.com Frosthaven. So there are videos as well here. Stray says, I met our group's fighter playing Gloomhaven. He had an eye issue, so there's this gruff guy with an eye patch telling me this game doesn't care about your feelings. LOL. Hello, Heather. Everybody shouting out. So those are the item rewards for the solo scenarios. Right. Yeah, I was telling people that at the beginning, that was the only thing that I noticed that was not inside the main carton. And it says solo play. I was just giving an illustration of the numbers back here. So bags for organization. Bases for our stand-up items, or our stand-ups. Lots of different kinds of cards. Now, in the game, I'm not going to open up all of these things, but it looks like these are event cards. So things that can happen to you on the road between adventures, things that can happen to you, I suppose, in the outpost right here. And then your adventuring party has to figure out what to do, read a card, and then solve it. And some of them never come back in the game, right? It's kind of like a random encounter, but I think it's a cool idea. What do they call this? Like a legacy game? Is that kind of the name of the type of game this is, where you've got things that change, that your box is going to end up being different from other people's boxes because of the different powers and the things that happened to you that didn't. I love that idea, but it means that we have to get over the idea of not of trying to necessarily keep our board game completely pristine, right? Because it's going to change. You're going to need to put stickers on things. I think that some people did want like removable stickers for the game board in the original Gloomhaven. We're like, you know what? I want to be able to remove the stickers, like, and start over or something like that. But you know what? I just embraced it. I was like, you know what? We'll put the stickers on, because it's not like if we play through the entire Gloomhaven box, and I feel like, man, I need to do that again. Well, then I can get another box of Gloomhaven or something, because that's, and that it's not like you can't, you can still use the game anyway. But my philosophy there was, even after you played all the way through it, you can go back and play other scenarios. But my idea was just embrace everything that it is and enjoy it and have fun with it. And so even like some of these, it tells you, like the symbol was, once you've done this card, rip up that card, because that card's never coming back. You've done that thing and then you're gone. And of course, some people are like horrified, right? Oh my God, I can't tear up the card. And of course, you could just go set it in another complete area. But that card's done for your game. That thing's never going to happen again. I like the idea. use things, and derive enjoyment from them, and then get more enjoyment from them than keeping them unused. Items. These are lots of mini cards here. This looks like the attack deck right here, or a large chunk of attack cards. These are what you use instead of dice in order to make your attack. More of them right here. I mean, that's nice. The thing that allows you to do, because we talk a lot about dice mechanics on this channel and in the streams and things like that, for how to resolve action. But there are certain limitations to what could be done with dice. There are different things that can be done with cards. You could replicate dice with cards. We talked about the advantages both ways, but there are also some things that you can do with cards that you can't do with dice, like make slight modifications to your deck. If you've got an attack deck that governs your abilities and your powers by just, upgrading just a little bit by little bit over time, swapping out this card for that card, upgrading this particular card in the deck, putting another sticker on this card to make it a little bit more powerful. You have the potential to have it kind of like a much more continuous kind of feeling of development, rather than something that's like levels or something that's working with just certain, numbers 1 through 20 or 1 through 10. I think it's really neat. I think it is. That got a shield on it. That might be a defense deck. Scroll. That other sheet probably told us what these cards were. Armor testing. Whenever a character suffers at least 1 wound from attack that is not reduced by 1 shield, something else too is added to the attack. I forget what that is. Item cards, maybe? Or no, gold. Maybe that's what getting gold and items. Got a pouch on the back. I cannot imagine what type of major production this was to produce. So this looks like other items as well. Yep, items right here. Wow. Spiked collar. During your turn, perform like wound yourself or something. I don't know. Heal from a wound. Heather is one of those. Heather's, I couldn't tear up the cards when they said to. I would put them aside. Yeah, I didn't tear mine up, but I had a special envelope that was specifically marked, destroyed, gone, that put those in, so you knew that those were used. Yeah, that's probably a common thing to do. Now, I didn't have a problem with putting stickers on the game board, but I didn't get that far into it. I only played a few scenarios. But yes, Gloomhaven said they told you to tear up the card event cards. We just banished the cards to the shadow bag. Probably a common thing to do. Exactly. Part of the reason was figuring out through the game that we should have tracked different things. Had we thrown them away, we wouldn't have been able to remember. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe there is a way, maybe it's a good idea to have the shadow bag or the banishment bag that has to go away forever. Peter says, some of the stuff you looked at there, battle gold cards. Okay. The new loot deck, you don't just loot gold now when you collect a loot token. You don't just loot gold only now when you collect a loot token. Oh, okay. And then a random item designs. Okay. I thought also that when we were talking about here, the battle gold cards, I thought that was a really interesting part of Gloomhaven, that it keeps people from playing optimally by incentivizing them not to play optimally. Now, that is a potential problem. Potential, I say, because it may not be a problem to you at all. But one of the things that can happen with Hero Quest, for instance, when we're playing Hero Quest, is that I found it's very easy for the players to win if they are playing mathematically optimally. Like, there's a way to optimize that game. And if all the players play that way, it's very easy for them to win. So, that might be the case. It could potentially be the case with something like Gloomhaven as well, because all of the players sitting there at the table are trying to defeat this scenario, go into this dungeon, kill this stuff. There's probably some type of mathematically optimal way to do that. Gloomhaven has some really neat mechanics in it that keep you moving and keep the pressure on, so that you don't have all the time in the world, as far as game time, in-game time, to play completely optimally, you got to go in and you got to attack this dungeon and do whatever. And you might have to do it in a non-optimal way. But then also each player has, for their character, certain goals that their character is trying to do that advances their character. And I thought that added a really neat element because that's secret. You've got a secret goal as well, like never take any damage or kill 3 monsters or whatever, something like that you individually have to do. And if you do that, then you get a certain bonus at the end because you've accomplished your goal. And so that also stopped, even though having somebody do X right now because it's optimal for the entire party, they might choose to do Y because it's actually what they want to do in order to achieve their secret goal. And the people were like that came up with the, why you're going to do that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You should be going over here. Well, that person was doing that so they could satisfy their secret goal. And so they kind of gave up the mathematically optimum way to approach the dungeon from everybody's perspective to whatever they needed to do. So I think that was really interesting. The spiked collar item is a new type of card, a flippable item. You use the effect on one side and then flip it to the other to use that effect. Often a good side, bad side thing. Oh, interesting. Peter, I'm so glad you're here. This is very helpful. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Heather says, seriously, if it's like Gloomhaven, you will make mistakes and forget to out things in your journal and then realize too late. Yeah, probably will. Of course, a couple of times we were actually, still learning the rules and you're playing things wrong and marking something wrong and something like that. So that is a giant stack of cards right there. And we've got spyglass on this side. So this is item cards. Extra bonus stuff right there, I guess. Inactive winter road cards, inactive building cards, active summer road cards. So maybe actually this time they've got some kind of setup for you to keep track of what cards have been used and not have to get rid of them. Just a few items. Yeah, just a few items. No kidding. This right here. Oh, the boss deck. Now, I also thought this was really neat. And my brother was talking about how much he enjoyed this mechanic as well, that you've got different bosses in Gloomhaven, but they've got to have an AI because this is a cooperative game. So there's no dungeon master. So that means that all of the bad guys on the board have to operate according to some, well, let's call it AI. It's not being run by a computer. It's being run by something else. So it's got to have some type of mechanical way for all of the bad guys to operate. And then occasionally, so you've got standard bad guys, but then occasionally you've got some type of boss, like at the end of the dungeon or something like that. But how do you keep variety in the bosses and give them different powers and make them unique? Well, they did this, again, I think in an extremely ingenious way by having the cards operate, or the bosses operate according to cards with their AI. And so each different boss has different cards that make them unique in what they are supposed to do. So that's what that is. Stray says, I love the smell of new cards. It's common, I hear. Yes. And it's too bad I can't transmit that over the internet. We don't have smell-o-vision right now. Especially if I were to start opening up these bags, I'm sure we would start smelling new cards. Or the shrink wrap on the deck. So am I still gonna get oh, I guess I do. I was like, wait a minute, is there more stuff to get to? Oh yeah. Oh, there's more stuff to get to. Because I was like, wait a minute, what about miniatures? Oh, I'm running out of room over here. So there is more stuff. Yep, love that smell. It's like the smell of a new book. Yep. So yes, there are miniatures. So I was like, here are the characters we were talking about. And then we've got the character boxes. These are used for tracking your health and what is this? Your exhaustion level. like fatigue or something like that. I forget exactly what they call it. Stamina. I also think this was a really ingenious way to do this. So like these are ways to keep track of bad guys. So here are, and the game also scales. So if you've got one person playing, if you're solo, then you use a certain set of monster statistics. If you're playing with 2 people, another one, and then 4 people, another one. Oh, Peter says experience points. That's right. This is experience points, health and experience points. The game scales. So like, that may be what this is right here. I believe your how powerful are your chaos demons? Well, this card will let you know, and then you slide this card into this right here, and then that way you've got access to that character's statistics or that bad guy's statistics right there, and that's the one that you're using for your game. And then this number right here is because there could be more than one chaos demon on the board at a given time. And so you want to be able to keep track of what's happening to every chaos demon. And so, like I said, there were different like tokens to tell you if this one's stunned, for instance. And so if chaos demon number 1 is stunned, then you can drop the stunned marker over there. Or I did physical damage and took chaos demon number 7 took physical damage. You can drop the counters right there and keep track of that right there. I think there's so much innovation, I think, to make a game like this happen. Let's see. So I bet these are like secrets to be revealed. Yeah, see, that's sealed. B. So as far as like your scenarios go, when you approach something and you solve something, it's probably going to tell you go and get envelope 81 or 21 or B or something like that. Look what's inside. You found something. Oh, I want to play. I'm going to have to work on more online stuff. I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. Lots of stuff happening. Study of plants. Deck of cards. More cards. Craftsman. That looks like those buildings. Yeah, those buildings. So maybe this is what like the barracks can do for you when you're in town. These look like miniatures. There we go. Crab guy. Probably kind of difficult to see. And then these are probably our heroes. It should be the case that, yeah, okay, like club right here. So this is the character stuff for one type of character, and then that should be the miniature for that character right there. Let's take a look and see what's in one of those boxes. Peter says, I think a lot of those, not all envelopes, unlock when you complete your personal quest. Okay. So club guy, that's club guy. Oh, it even tells you that's club guy on the bottom there. So that's that guy. And let's see what he's about. Oh. The miniatures. I shouldn't be opening the miniatures. Minis you only want to open for the unlocked classes. But you said that was the first box, the first 6 boxes, right? So the first 6 boxes are unlocked at the very beginning, right? Did I go in the wrong direction? So anyway, if you pick a character, then you get a box with character stuff in it and your miniature. Which ones are unlocked? From the right? Oh, crab guy should not have been opened. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. Crab guy should not have been opened. Forget that exists. But the club guy can. Club guy can. So if you want to see like what is inside one of these boxes, if you've never seen one of these before, so when you get your character here, you got a box with the club. So we saw the miniature was in here, and then here's everything you need to actually play that character, right? So this is going to be combat cards. Okay, yes, I'm getting confirmation here. So okay, so inside you've got your own combat cards because each class plays differently. So like that's what that is. These are your like action cards and special ability cards that tell you like different actions you can take. So this is how you there's no dice. It's all card based. So card based attacks and then card based actions and special abilities that you can use before you rest. Okay, so now here's the card here that stand up. So you can get the miniature, you can paint it, and then or you can use the stand up. And then so this is the drifter. And so here's all about him. And then also Inox Drifter, and then all of his character sheet. So we're tracking name, level, existing XP, gold, resources. I don't remember that from last time, so this may be something new. Resources, notes, masteries, perks, and then tracking which kind of perk that you've got. Like I believe that was done with experience points and things like that to how you upgrade this character. And you can play that multiple times. It's a small pad, so you've got multiple gameplay. So multiple times to play this character if you want and go through the game multiple times. So, all right. That's what's inside the box. So I thought it was fun when I was playing Gloomhaven to get your box of your character and see what is inside. And then your character is unique and custom. So now I'm spooked. Peter says the minis are fine all the way down to the double ear, left ear, right ear in that tray. The big ones on the left and the ones below that are for locked classes. Okay, so here, right here. Okay, so yeah, club, broken sword guy, spear with a flag. We got the skull here. That looks like one of the oozes from Zelda or something like that. And then down here to ears. So these are unlocked classes. I wonder what the spear is. Oh, it's in a little tray too. Got a falcon. Falcon with a spear. Person with a spear with the banner and also a falcon. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, that is in the basics. If you've never seen a game like this, that is what is inside this gigantic box. It's going to be an epic ride. Lots of gaming to be done here. And of course, the advantage is you don't have to have people actually have to play the game master, or take the time to create your D&D game, because you can sit down. Once you get all this stuff organized, everybody can sit down and go on an adventure together. Pete K says each class has 3 special perks at the bottom right now that give them permanent special abilities when they are earned. Let's see. What else should we do? I wonder if I can get this in the box somehow. That way I don't lose it. Was it these things that go back on top of that? I think it was. I would really like to take a look at the rules, but I don't know that we have time today. That was kind of like the unboxing and seeing what was going on, because I think it's got, like I'm saying, very interesting gameplay mechanics, especially if you haven't ever seen this game or considering getting into it. Of course, there are a lot of people that have put up explanations and stuff like that online too. When I was trying to learn how to play, I was watching stuff online, trying to figure out how to play. But, we like to take a look at action resolution systems and how things are resolved and things like that in the book, in different RPGs. So we should probably, on a different morning grind, take a look at the overview about what exactly is going on inside Gloomhaven. Starting character classes right here. That was the banner spear. Oh, it actually tells you how complicated the character is to play. This is interesting. Banner spear, low complexity. Drifter, low complexity. Bone Shaper, medium complexity. Death Walker, medium complexity. Blink Blade, high complexity. Geminate, high complexity. Sort according to your character, your player's skill at Gloomhaven and board gaming. As someone who has made independent board games, the amount of time and effort that has gone into this is just incredible. This is, I mean, what a gigantic production. I do appreciate it from that perspective. Definitely. So Heather says, I hope you do more of those streams. It's fun. Yeah, I want to. There are lots of other games to look at because I was trying to evaluate how to do things in action resolution systems so that we can write one. So I want to write one for an RPG because got things to do, but need to work that out first. So yeah, I think it was a little bit too late to get into rules of Gloomhaven right now, but I hope that you enjoyed that. I did. I was excited about it. I was like, I can't open it up last night when it came in. Thank you. Hey, let me give out the Discord link. I forgot to do that early on. We're trying to get the Discord going on here. We have a great group of people in the Discord server. If you are here and you would like to join us on the Ravenkeep Discord server, I just dropped a Discord invite link into the chat because if you're here live, then you get to join us if you would like. And if you are new to what we are doing here, there is how we end each live stream because we're not only interested in geeking out, talking about our favorite stuff in role-playing games and tabletop games and the Geekverse in general. Eventually, as we go to more topics and things like that. Whatever we want to talk about during the morning, we also want to be sure that we have a good day before we go to the wind down, which is the live stream at the end of the night. So, we try to plan our day, take a few minutes here at the end of the conversation to plan our day and then hold ourselves accountable so we will know that we had a great day at the end of the day on the wind down. So there's a couple things I'm going to go through here so that we're transitioning to that because we've come up with a very interesting structure in the past 30 days. The 30 days of the live streams changed my life. You guys have helped me out so much doing these live streams. You have no idea. So I want to be sure that we all, get better, especially if we need some assistance or whatever. Everybody needs to be making life everything it needs to be. So here is the structure that we got. Then we will, I'm going to put this away while this plays, and then we will plan. So here is Extreme Geek Productivity. This is what we're trying with Extreme Geek Productivity.
What exactly is going on here?
So here's what we're doing. My purpose here is to add anchor points and structure to my day in order to be more productive, get done what I want to get done, and also have a lot more fun. I would love it if you would like to come along for the journey. It would be great to have you. We can all get where we want to go and have a lot more fun too. So here's how I'm doing it. So the day begins with the morning call to adventure. The call to adventure is getting up at the time you want to get up and starting to work on whatever it is that you want to get done. For me, that's getting up at 4:45 and being at my desk by 5 o'clock. To hold myself accountable, I'm posting pictures of my watch on Twitter and in the Call to Adventure section of the Ravenkeep Discord. If you need a morning anchor point as well, you can heed the call to adventure with me. You choose your time to start and your activity. If you're successful, shout it out. Tag me on Twitter when you're up, or you can post it in the Discord channel. The second major anchor point of the day is the Morning Grind live stream. The purpose of the Morning Grind is to be a positive and constructive part of the day. For me, personally, hopefully, I'm rewarding myself for getting up in the morning, heeding the call to adventure, getting work done, and now I get to talk about some of my favorite stuff in the Geekverse here with you. It's an anchor point because the morning work has to be done by the time that show goes live. But not only do we geek out on the Morning Grind, but we also want to take a few minutes to plan how we want the rest of our day to go by identifying what big rocks we need to move. If you want to move big rocks with me, hang with me for the last few minutes of the Morning Grind live stream. The third anchor point of the day is the afternoon adventure. This is where we break from moving big rocks, get outside and do something interesting. For me, right now, I'm trying to do a 3-mile hike each day with a full adventurer's backpack on, loaded out with gear, because I want to be able to do at least some of the things that my D&D characters can do, right? So if you have great ideas for afternoon adventures, or if you're on one yourself, you can post about it in the Discord channel. We'll all talk about it and celebrate. After that, if I haven't finished moving my rocks, then I start moving rocks again, or it's time to be creative or do something else entirely until the fourth anchor point of the day, and that is the wind down live stream. That's the place to chill out, relax, hang out, celebrate the day's successes, talk about how to improve tomorrow, and yeah, of course, we can chat about whatever is going on in the Geekverse there as well. It's a great time. After the wind down, it's time for sleep, and quality sleep is so important because then we got to get up and we got to do it all again tomorrow. So those are the anchor points that I've established for my day in order to be more productive, because I've got games to make, worlds to build, stories to write, and shows to shoot. So that's how I'm working to get it done. Of course, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You do what works for you. You do what gets you where you want to go, and also what accomplishes what you're trying to accomplish. But if these anchor points keep you on track during the day, moving in the direction that you want to move and having a great day, then I would love to have you. And also, you can just take the parts that you need to help out your day, add your own anchor points as needed. Do what works for you. Let's make life work for all of us and live more by putting more life into each day.
You can just watch if you want.
Yep, you can do that too. This is all an experiment. I don't know how long it's going to last. Probably either I will be successful, productive, get a lot of the things that I want to get done, and feel great and be happy, or I'll explode. I don't know. But either way, I hope it makes good YouTube. We'll see. All right, so that's the structure that's developed here over the past 30 days. So we're now into our second 30 days of live streaming and the morning grind and trying to get stuff done here in the Geekverse. So I'm going to put that video up on YouTube in general, but for people who are new, that's what we're doing. So now we close the end of the live stream with our index card productivity method.
Well, I manage my department, and I've been doing that for several years now.
Your department's just you, right?
Yes, Jim, but I am not easy to manage.
If you would like to join in on being more productive with me and everyone else here on the stream, but are in need of a system to help you out, here's an easy system that you can adopt and that I recommend. Grab a sheet of paper. I find that an index card folded in half is the perfect size for this. But if you don't have an index card, no problem. Any scratch piece of paper will work just fine. Just grab it and a pen or pencil. Think for a moment and come up with the 3 things that if you were to accomplish them today, you would know and feel that it was a great day. I bet you can take a breath right now and think for just a moment, and you will know what those 3 things are. We're going to call these 3 items our big rocks. Our objective is to move these big rocks during the day. Now, don't make the rocks too big, because then you can't move them. Rocks that are too big to move in about a third of a day, we call those huge rocks. Moving the huge rocks is our major multi-day goals in life. But in order to move them, we have to break up the huge rocks into big rocks that we can actually pick up and move around. But we don't want these rocks to be too small, because although small rocks are easy to move, we don't feel sufficient accomplishment when we move them. Moving the big rocks makes us feel accomplished because they advance us toward our objectives in significant ways. You decide what size tasks are small, big, and huge rocks for you. If you get all 3 of these tasks done, then go ahead and add a 4th or a 5th big rock. But don't do that unless you've finished your big 3. You want to look at your list at the end of the day and feel success and accomplishment. You can use your phone for this if you want to, but I think a sheet of paper is better, because then you don't have to pick up your phone to check your list of big rocks and potentially get sucked into all the distraction on your phone. The phone will also let you put 20 or 30 things on the list, no problem. Half an index card will keep this tight and focused. I know there are dozens of things on my to-do list on my computer, and that's too much. This method allows me to extract what I really need to do during the day and focus on that. If you're already using a productivity method that you like, no problem, use that. Do what works for you. Now let's write down our big rocks and try to get them done between now and the wind down live stream in the evening. That's where we check in, see how we did, celebrate success, and see how we can improve tomorrow. If you need encouragement during the day, look to the Ravenkeep Discord server. It's a great and constructive community. Let's take over the Geekverse. All right, so here I am. I got to look at what the big, let me turn on go auxiliary camera again. Right, so I've got to work on what are the big rocks. Now, I messed up yesterday because remember, when we're planning big rocks, you got to plan for that day right there that you're actually doing, right? And I forgot yesterday when I was planning my big rocks that I had a meeting with Brianna yesterday scheduled where we were going over stories and also talking about different ways to create new shows and do more stuff. Heather, if you're still watching, I'm still working on ways to do the miniature painting together. I've got some ideas for that in order to do that and do that as a community. So we were talking about that as well. So I forgot yesterday. I should have put that as my big rock yesterday because that was a 2-hour meeting. It was an extremely important meeting, but that was, taking up 2 hours a day with a meeting, that's a big chunk. So that should have been a big rock. So that's why I didn't get everything done yesterday that I wanted to get done. So today I want to, let's see, I did yesterday inventory all of the stuff we're giving away to the community. Yeah, I'm trying really hard. I've had so many ideas over the past 30 days since I started this daily live stream about how to do more and about more shows. So there's a lot that's got to be done, but I'm having ideas. I did inventory everything we're giving away for the Christmas giveaway to people who might need it. So that did get done. But I didn't get my Christmas form set up because I'm going to make that more, add more anonymity to that because yes, some people might be embarrassed to ask for help. And so don't want to have people not ask for help and help them out at Christmas if they are embarrassed. So we need to add more anonymity to that. And then I'll put that out tomorrow so that, because what we're doing is I've got a whole bunch of board games and action figures and things like that. And if the holidays are stressing you out because you are having a hard time because you or someone that we're going to get the word out too. If it's not you, but you know somebody who might be a little bit stressed out this Christmas about having to buy gifts, maybe they've had a hard time. I'm going to be sending out gifts free if you need it, but we need a way to do that with a bit more anonymity, probably so. So I need to finish that form, the Xmas giveaway form, so that change that up so that we have more anonymity there. And then I want to update. I was writing the script for a giveaway video, Xmas giveaway video. I don't write neatly when I'm on the live stream, trying to get done. So Xmas giveaway video. I need to shoot that, and then I need to update the morning messages because I want to put that in the morning messages so that reformat the morning messages. Need to do that for this second 30-day try. Update the morning messages to talk about the giveaway as well. So that needs to be done. So those three things are my first top three things that I've got to do. If I could do those, then that would be a great thing to accomplish. Then after that, well, I got to get more. I want to finish clipping stuff and getting stuff out on YouTube, and I got to follow up with some different manufacturers. So, but that's my top three. I'm going to work on these three. If you've got your three, we will report in tonight on the wind down at that 7:30 Central. Come back here. We can talk about geek stuff again, but we can also hold ourselves accountable and make sure that we had a great day. So thank you all for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. I'll see you tonight.